Hi everyone. I think we're going to start. I'm just seeing, is this on? Testing, testing, testing.
Yes.
I hope people can hear me both in the hall and on Zoom. Can I ask people on Zoom? We've got quite a lot of people have joined us via that little device there, which is wonderful. It's just a sort of small silver lining in the pandemic, isn't it? That we can be joined now on these platforms from all over the world. And I think we've got a number of friends online. So that's great, as well as seeing all of you here. Can I ask people on Zoom, if you wouldn't mind being on mute, that would be great, so that the performance can be heard. If you're not contributing, and we can open up to contributions later on from you all, but if you're not contributing, then if you could go on mute. And I hope everyone can see me and hear me okay on the phone. So welcome everyone to the Gandhi Foundation Multi-Faith Celebration 2022. I'd like to welcome you all. I'd like to particularly thank Jane Sill, our trustee, exec member, and Sarah, who's performing today, but also was invaluable in organising this event, as she has been for the last few years. It's really brought such a wonderful dynamic to the multi-faith celebration. I'm so thankful to her for being sort of in our group and now really just lifting this event so much through all the artistic contributions that she makes and that she organises by others. I'd also like to thank Fergus and everyone at the church. Fergus said how much, he's speaking later on, how much he values our partnership and our links, and I'd like to say exactly the same thing back to him. We're particularly remembering John Rowley today. He's our exec member who died a year ago. We've got Judith and other friends here, and we're very, very honoured to have them here. And the whole theme of today is light in the darkness, remembering those we've lost. And we're going to be remembering a number of people today, but John is one particular person who really, through his life, devoted so much to the Gandhi Foundation and really took it to new heights in terms of the events he organised, the campaigns he ran. He really he lived by that Gandhian maxim of be the change you want to see in the world. So he's someone in particular that I wanted to remember. Felix, his dear friend, is here today and will be performing for us, and we're very grateful that he's come from Wales today to do that. So I want to welcome you all today. Fergus is going to say a little bit more, but we're having an appeal for the Red Cross today in the name of Mahatma Gandhi and other peacemakers. And it's a Red Cross appeal for a number of terrible situations we've got going on in the world in terms of war and famine, Syria, Afghanistan, Yemen. The Red Cross have got an appeal at the moment, and I think Fergus is going to talk a little bit more about it, and the peacemakers that are in whose names it's being run. So I think it's very fitting. So please, if you've got any spare cash, you can make a donation at the front or talk to Fergus and other members of the church to make a donation. So I'm going to hand over firstly to Reverend Magacy from the London Peace Pagoda, and he always opens our multi-faith with a prayer. So I'm going to invite the Reverend to come and open our proceedings with a prayer. Can I just check with people on Zoom? Was the sound okay? Is the sound good for everyone?
Your sound was very nice.
Great, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Reverend Agassi, and also Sister Marita Sam from the Milton Keynes Peace Pagoda. Thank you very much as well. Sorry, for not mentioning you at the start. Thank you both so much. I'm now going to invite Reverend Fergus to come and speak to us on reflections on the inspiration of Mahatma Gandhi in dark times. Welcome.
Thank you. Dear friends, the warmest of welcomes, and I hope I can be heard not only by the audience here, but also on Zoom. It's wonderful that this event can be shared by people physically distant. I'd like to start by thanking all those who've organised this. Thank you, Mark, thank you, Sarah, thank you, everybody, and thank you for coming. As Mark said, it's a great honour for us to have this link through Sarah with the Gandhi Foundation. I'm Secretary of World Congress of Faiths, and I do value interfaith action for peace and reconciliation, and the Gandhi Foundation maintains that witness. Dear friends, it's such an honour to speak to you again at this annual Interfaith Peace event in honour of Mahatma Gandhi. And it's such a pleasure for me personally as a minister to welcome you all and bring together people of all faiths to act in the spirit of the Mahatma's ethic of ahimsa and actively witness for peace and non-violence in the world. According to Mahatma Gandhi, ahimsa means, his words, the largest love, greatest charity. And this active ethic of non-violence necessarily includes truth and fearlessness. The gift of life is the greatest of all gifts, Gandhi wrote. A person who gives it, in reality, disarms all hostility. The practice of ahimsa calls forth the greatest courage, which Gandhi himself embodied. Let us honour today not only the Mahatma himself, but all other peacemakers of our time, in particular Martin Luther King, Desmond Tutu, Thich Nhat Hanh, and the Dalai Lama. Gandhi as a Hindu, Martin Luther King and Desmond Tutu as Christians inspired by the teachings of the Sermon on the Mount and the parable of the Good Samaritan. And Thich Nhat Hanh, like the Dalai Lama, acting as a truly engaged Buddhist. We honour all these inspirational peacemakers and bridge builders and mourn the recent passing of both Desmond Tutu and Thich Nhat Hanh, and how appropriate we have an image of Thich Nhat Hanh here. According to Thich Nhat Hanh, to develop true understanding, you have to practice looking at all living beings with the eyes of compassion. When you understand, you cannot help but love. And when you love, you naturally act in a way that can relieve the suffering of people. But if we have the energy of compassion and loving kindness in us, the people around us will be influenced by our way of being and living. That was the heart of Thich Nhat Hanh's teaching and also of the Dalai Lama. Thich Nhat Hanh proclaimed that, his words, my actions are my only true belongings, and affirmed that our own lives are our own message to the world. Thich Nhat Hanh also taught that the more compassionate we are, the more generous we can be, and the more generous we are, the more loving kindness we cultivate in order to help the world. If we know how to create the energy of love, understanding, compassion, beauty, Thich Nhat Hanh wrote, then we can continue to contribute such a large amount to the world. He concluded, compassion is a verb. In that spirit of the great Mahatma himself, Thich Nhat Hanh, Desmond Tutu, and the Dalai Lama, that living embodiment of Buddhist compassion and benevolence. I'm asking any of you who may wish to do so to make a small voluntary contribution to the Red Cross Memorial Peace Appeal to honor the memory and peace witness of Mahatma Gandhi, Thich Nhat Hanh, Desmond Tutu, and the Dalai Lama by making a donation to this Red Cross emergency appeal, in particular the appeal to help the suffering people of Afghanistan, Syria, and Yemen. You will act as an active peacemaker by responding to the worst humanitarian crises in our time and help save lives. Compassion, as Thich Nhat Hanh rightly proclaimed, and Mahatma Gandhi proved by his life, is a verb. Thank you, friends.
Thank you so much, Reverend Fergus. I'd like to now invite Ricky Chowdhury to play for us on the Bansuri, please. Ricky, welcome to the stage. Thank you so much, Ricky. That was absolutely beautiful. I'd like to now invite Sarah to the stage to sing for us. And Miriam Al-Bakir, Sarah.
Maria Malbeka. It's an Arabic song. It says, "O Mary, amongst the sun and moon, most exalted of all the stars in the heavens. Mary, our mother and mother of Jesus, be our home and bring light to all our temples and bring light to our minds and our ears and everything we see." Sorry.
For those on Zoom, I saw there was a brief interruption. Are people still with us and everything's okay technically? Hope so. Thank you for that, Sarah. That was beautiful. I'd like to invite Judith up to the stage to do St. Bridget's Day reading. And I'd like to particularly thank Judith for being involved in organising today's event, and particularly the catering.
The ancient Celtic calendar had 4 quarter fire festivals that related to the quickening of the earth seed into fullness, followed by the withdrawal of that fire into the earth at wintertime. They recognized the stages of the moon, the waxing, the full, and the waning, a time to sow, a time to reap, and a fallow time. These periods were personified as the triple goddess, woman as maiden, mother, and crone. The first fire festival of the year was celebrated at the beginning of February and was called Imbolc, meaning belly or milk. This was the time when ewes first showed their pregnancy. We may know it as St. Bridget's Day or Candlemas, for Christianity appropriated many of the festivals that an agricultural people was so much in tune with. But the ancients of these lands knew it as the time when the triple goddess stepped out as Bridget, bride, or Brid, amongst other names. Here is her call to me, an adaptation of a poem by Caroline Mellor, a writer from East Sussex. Resurrection. I am Bridget, my time is nigh. I am the drop of ice melting on the mountainside. I am the snowdrop, the white swan. I am the wind which whispers to the birds, it's time to return. I am the returning of the light. I shed my close-wrapped winter shawl and step out, now the young maiden, in glimmering green and white. I am the wriggling root, propelling green blades up and out to greet the returning of the light. I am the sap rising in the blossom tree that rouses the bee from winter's sleep. I am the kindling breath of hope as new light shows its dawn. I wax with the February moon, shedding silvery light. My day is almost upon us. Look to the earth to see my signs. Look to the sky and gaze on my swelling lunar curve. I know Inanna, the returning bride, and Hestia of the hearth. Also Persephone, Demeter, and Hecate. I am known as Bridget, the fierce guardian of the fire at the earth's deep core. Do not turn your back on me. Kindle your own inner fire and honor me.
Thank you so much, Judith, and thank you again for being involved in today. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Another connection with John now. I'd like to invite Felix to the stage to do a Bach recital on viola.
Thank you. I'm going to play the Saraband from the last cello suite number 6. which a friend of mine calls the Bodhisattva movement. It's a movement of lots of compassion and forgiveness.
Thanks so much, Felix. That was wonderful, and for coming all the way from your home today to do that for us. I'm now going to hopefully switch to Zoom and actually ask Asha, one of our viewers, if you like, but also to become one of our contributors now, to read a Jane prayer. So I'm going to move the microphone. I'm hoping that Asha is going to appear any minute. Asha, are you there?
I'm here, yes. Can you hear me?
I'm just going to move the microphone.
Okay.
Can you do a test?
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, keep going, keep speaking.
Okay. So this is Jain prayer, which says, I'm bowing to those who have freed themselves from karma. I'm bowing to those who have achieved high spiritual level. I'm the teacher who teaches us noble behavior and professes ascetics. I'm bowing to all male and female monks. Now these 5 bowings, they destroy all our sins. So here it goes. Om Namo Arihantanam, Om Namo Siddhanam, Om Namo Ayariyanam, Om Namo Uvajayanam, Namo Loe Savasahunam, Aiso Panchanamo Karo, Sava Pava Pavapanasano, Mangalanam Savesim, Paramam Havai Mangalam, Paramam Havai Mangalam, Paramam Havai Mangalam. Jai Janendra.
Thank you so much, Asha. I hope the audience could hear that at least a little bit. Thank you very much. Asha, thank you so much. That was wonderful. Can I invite Sarah back onto the stage, please? To do Out Beyond Ideas, song based on the words of Jalal ad-Din Muhammad Rumi, sung by Sarah and Kate as well, so I'm inviting Kate to the stage as well.
Out beyond light, of right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. Out in the world beyond its song. When the snow lies down in that grass. When the snow lies down in that grass, in that grass, the world is too full. The world is too full. Oh, words, no ideas, not even you and I, can make any sense. Don't make any sense. Don't make any sense. Don't make any sense. Don't make
So now, thank you so much, Charlie and Kate. We come to a more interactive part of the service when we can remember people that we've lost as per the theme of today's event. So I'd like to invite, I think, Felix, are you going to lead this part of the, if you're going to, I think you'll play a rather performance for you. And participants are invited to light a candle and offer silent prayers to those they've lost. Reverend Fergus, I don't know if you want to come up as well as our host today and say anything, and maybe explain how people can
Certainly, yes.
do their candles and their
Thank you very much. Yes.
remembering.
Yes, in fact, I'm sure you know that in many faiths, we light candles of remembrance. And so I think it's particularly appropriate to commemorate the death of Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas K, and so many others, and those lost in the pandemic. So if you'll be kind of, what I think we might do that may be helpful is to have a candle lit already, and then people can light the candle from the candle, the same thing as having to, sometimes it's a bit difficult.
Can I also invite people watching on Zoom, if they want to light a candle or just remember people during this part of the service, please feel free to do that.
So this first candle is lit in remembrance of Mahatma and all the people he's inspired, and for the Gandhi Foundation. So when you light a candle, you could light it from the existing candle to make it easier for you. Thank you.
I was invited to start off and to sing a raga while we do this. And I would remember my wife, Annapurna, who died 6 weeks ago in a road accident in India. Very, very much missed. And many other people, of course, John Rowley, Abhika, lovely, and Marcy who died. So I'm singing Raga Shri.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Felix. Thank you so much, Reverend Fergus. I hope people on Zoom are also able to remember those they've lost during that beautiful part of our service today. I'd like to invite Kate and Sarah and Ricky to the stage, please. And they're going to do Sally. Like my pronunciation today has been terrible. A Bosnian Sufi song. I'll just set things up and paste. Well, then I'll just adjust the camera as well.
It's a blessing.
Thank you so much, Sarah and Kate. Thank you to all our contributors today and our organisers again, and our hosts, Reverend Fergus. And if there's any money for the appeal, that would be greatly received by Reverend Fergus and the church here on behalf of the Red Cross. Thank you so much. I think it's been incredibly moving today, a beautiful service. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us online as well. We will be, hopefully, if I press the right button, be putting a recording of this on our shiny new website, GandhiFoundation.org, where you can also keep up to date with our next events. We're hoping to do some things in the summer and an annual lecture in the autumn, all TBC, but do keep an eye on our website. And if you're not a friend of the Gandhi Foundation already, I would invite you to join us and get involved. And thanks again for coming. People here will be having light refreshments. I'd like to say thank you and goodbye to everyone on Zoom. I'll leave you with a shot of the candles for a little while. And thank you again to everyone, both online and here, for coming along today. It's been beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Photographs, because I'm going to send a report to the Unitarian paper, and perhaps George might see traits in the photograph.
Yes, yes. Do you want a group? Did you want something?
Just a few photographs with me. I was thinking of little group photographs.
Jane's taken some as well. We could do a group. We could do a group. Yes. Yes.
Hi, Alison.
Of course, yes. Thanks, George. Are you on?
Okay.
We're going to get you a photo for the Gandhi Way as well. Did you hear everything and see everything okay?
Well,
Yes, there were the odd bits where very briefly it wasn't entirely clear, but most of it we could follow, and we saw the
Great.
handle table as well as the performers.
Thanks. That's great, Alice. Thank you so much. That's great news. Thank you all online for joining. Thank you so much for joining us today. Should we do it?
Thank you to everybody. I'm going to leave now. Thank you. Bye.
Good to see you all.
Bye. Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Please do feel free to stay on. I'll be leaving the Zoom on for a little bit longer, so anyone who wants to stay on can do for a little while longer. Thank you.
hi, Ella.
Bye. Bye.
Friends, if you want to have a group photograph, I suggest that we gather behind the candles to make those
That's a good idea, yes. That's a good idea.
Oh, yes.
So this is that's lovely.
Yes.
No, didn't put that
Yes, I do.
Not everyone.
Right. So we gather up a little bit more. So that we get the candles in. Yes, of course.
Are we all in?
Are we all in? Are we all in?
Yes.
The candle important for you by the birthday.
The privilege is ours.
You're blocking Fergus's place.
Oh dear.
That's a mercy.
I'll do one on your That's fine. How do I get to camera, William? Please, everyone, thank you for having us.